165 North Main Street, Mooresville.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Purple Heart Homes presents Putting the Pieces Back Together, a forum for veterans and the community to connect. Here are your hosts, veterans John Gallina and Brad Borders.
Hey, welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together. So great to be with you all here today. Got a great show planned out for you today, and got a lot of fantastic information to share with you. We will have our guest, Mr. Tony Phillips from Jolly Roger, joining us here shortly. But we felt like maybe today we do something a little bit different. I've certainly missed being here in studio with Brad and Devin, and of course Miss Giggles, who brings such delight to us all.
I was kind of wondering who that voice was. Brad, do you know this person?
I was going to say we had talked about getting. We give a T-shirt to every guest on the show.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
And so John,
I get a special T-shirt.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So putting the pieces back together T-shirt.
Look at there. Yeah, you know,
welcome to the show, brother.
I've seen these shirts floating around. I was wondering how you get one.
Oh, you got to be a guest on the show.
You got to be on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So welcome, sir. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
Do the whole bio, all the way back to the beginning.
Some days I'm called Bob, named after my other brother Bob. And,
it all began on a snowy evening in 1967.
I don't think he's that old.
Thank you, Devin.
That is not old. That's right.
I apologize if I implied that
I
was
will.
old.
I will. Please give me that shovel back, because you're digging your own grave there, sitting next to her.
So no, it's been an absolute whirlwind. We've just been going gangbusters with activity from Texas to Florida and D.C. And I just got back from Charleston, South Carolina, where we were down with the Medal of Honor Society for the unveiling of the new museum there aboard the USS Yorktown.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, on the Yorktown.
Yeah, it's on the Yorktown, and it's not a new museum. It's always been there. That's where Congress, first identified that would be the official museum of the Congressional Medal of Honor Society. But it's been updated.
Yeah, it's kind of a relaunch, if you will.
Yeah, relaunch or revealing.
Revealing. I like that. That's are you gonna like tag that? Are you gonna register it? Trademark it?
It's hard to say. Revealing.
Yeah.
It's a difficult word to say. I used to love going to the
It's
Yorktown.
really revealing of one's vocabulary.
It's true. I used to love going to the Yorktown when I was a kid. I mean, that thing's been there for ages, and
I've heard it's stuck in the mud.
It is actually. It's actually stuck in the mud. It's never
moving again.
It'll just rust into the drink there, but eventually. But it was really cool going on that when you were a little kid. And my dad was a Navy dude, and so he was explaining everything to me about how everything worked. And
People were a lot shorter back then.
They were. They were.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't have any problem getting around in that ship.
No, you didn't.
Even as an adult.
There's probably plenty of light in front of you everywhere you went to.
Yeah.
Right?
Altitude challenged. Yes.
I love the new studio. I have been in here on the show once since WSIC updated the studio. I really like it, but there's a lot more light in here.
It is.
There's
a lot more light.
I see where this is going.
Well,
Just a glare a little. Although I do have my Cool Wally X glasses.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
Not as cool as the solar glasses.
True. So, there was a couple shows ago where we had Birgit on from from Germany, who had some essential oils, and Devin was rubbing oil all over himself and making his head shinier, and then he put peppermint oil in his eye.
In my eyeball. Yeah, that was
right in the eyeball.
That was unintentional. We didn't.
Yeah, we had like a medical crisis.
So instead
on the
of
air.
You'll shoot your eye out, you'll burn your
eye out. It was quite.
I want to point out that was not a malfunction of the product, but it was one of those user errors.
Operator error. I think that comes with a warning on on the bottle. It says, "Do not ingest this into your eyeball."
And so just so that I can make sure that I'm being very clear in everything I say, now that I'm finally off of probation, I am not picking on the Marines. I am picking on Devin.
It's
Very good. Very good.
I'm glad you clarified that for our audience.
Are you
Full disclaimer.
Are you off probation?
I am off probation.
And when did that take place?
Last week. That's why I'm back on the show.
Last week. Okay.
That explains his
The
absence.
statute
Okay.
of limitations has run out on his disparaging comments about the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And he is hereby has a clean slate until the next disparaging comment.
Is this like a prayer for judgment? Can't that come back?
No.
If
I've done my time. I've done my penance.
Only if the commandant of the Marine Corps chimes in, and then it's back on.
you know, they do consider past crimes during sentencing of new ones, right?
Yeah,
It's
you know that firsthand, right?
Wow.
All right. Hey, really interesting. Speaking of something else that we had on the show here several months back, Major retired Robert Moore.
That's correct.
He is now past the 500-mile mark.
That's right.
Crazy.
He is in Bland, Virginia.
On the Appalachian Trail.
On the Appalachian Trail through the Warrior Expedition.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been keeping up with him. It's going really well. And so a lot of great success there. We'll make sure to post a link to be able to follow. He's doing a blog.
Yep.
And so
it's really good too.
Or I guess you might say a vlog. I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
a video.
yeah.
A video.
Yeah, video log.
Blog.
Yeah, vlog.
And,
yeah, it's really good too. And Rob's a very thoughtful guy, and they're calling it walking off the war.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you just.
I think he's already went through one pair of shoes. He's on the second pair of shoes.
Holy
doubt it.
smokes! Like
Yeah,
just
that
ate right
happens.
through them, huh?
Yeah, it's the terrain is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing, double-digit miles every day.
10 to 15 miles a day average. There's a few days that he said he had to do 17 to 18 miles to get to the next point.
It ain't flat.
Right.
Yeah, and it ain't
It
flat.
ain't flat. Yeah. I mean, I imagine there's some days where you don't get double-digit miles in, depending on, like if you're up, in the neighborhood around Clingman's Dome, in the Great Smokies. I mean, there's some steep, rugged terrain there. And that trail.
But there's yet another reason too. I mean, there's a reason they call them odor eaters, right? I mean,
True.
So you might be wearing through shoes for other reasons.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sweaty.
Yeah.
There's not like a shower stop each, night.
No. You can get ripe on the A2.
Oh, it couldn't be much worse
sure.
than how we were in the sandbox there.
It could be worse.
Baby wipes and really, you
It
think
could
so?
be. Oh, it could be worse. Believe me, I've been out on that thing and I've met people that were through hiking, and you can smell them coming down the trail.
Well,
I think there's another thing too, right? I mean, different types of deodorants and colognes and that kind of stuff. You stay away from that on the trail because it's bugs and mosquitoes.
Yeah, you turn into a mosquito magnet. So you want to be au naturel.
Oh, natural. I hope that just means with the deodorant, not
I think that's a bear deterrent too, right?
Yeah.
It kind of helps deter
Eau
the
de
bears.
naturel. It's my cologne I'm wearing. Eau de naturel.
I thought
Devin,
that was the name of your punk band.
Here coming up in our next segment, we've got Jolly Roger joining us.
Absolutely.
And so
Pirate,
be
no
sure
doubt.
to stay tuned after this upcoming break to hear from Tony Phillips and Jolly Roger about all the great things they're doing. And then later in the show, we'll be talking about some events coming up for Memorial Day and all the great things happening here in the community and some updates more about Purple Heart Homes and some of our recent activities and
shenanigans about
projects. Yeah. And so you are listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, and we will be right back.
Putting the Pieces Back Together. We'll be back with more of John Gallina and Brad Borders after these messages from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
I'm going to text him now.
Hey, we've got 9 viewers today. Yeah, only
I have your
4
guest
of them are in
on
here.
hold.
If you have the guest on hold,
Yeah, if you guys would like to talk to him.
Who is that guest?
Tony, right?
Tony Phillips.
Oh, Tony. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, you can go ahead and
Yeah,
put him on.
send him in.
Send
He's
him
in.
Tony, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Absolutely wonderful. I'm on this radio show here right now, and we're in what we call the Facebook break, but it really
it's
goes
exclusive content for our listeners.
Exclusive
for our
content.
Facebook subscribers.
Yeah, so say
all
hello
6
to
of them.
Okay, I got a little bit of an echo going on.
A little bit of an echo. Hey, Joe, can you fix his echo? I can hear his echo too.
Do you have a radio playing in the background?
I do not.
Okay.
My wife texted me and said
back.
that. Well, my wife says there's an echo on her end too. She's just listening to the radio.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Everything sounds good.
Do you want me to call back?
If he wants to try that.
Yeah, try that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll call back in.
Okay.
All
thanks.
right.
Didn't
Bye.
ask Amber if it's only when Tony was talking or
No, this was before. Yep. So in the exclusive content, you get to see all of the technical difficulties and the behind the scenes.
That's right.
Well, let me
Yeah.
just say, you get to see how Joe fixes those technical
It's true.
He's here.
difficulties. He is a pro.
He
That
a
is
pro.
true.
Hey, I try my
He's a
best.
professional.
He's here.
All right.
Okay,
Hey,
I'm back.
oh, is it any better?
So far so good.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, let's go with that. So this is Tony Phillip from Jolly Roger Brewing, and
I think I found your echo.
I found the echo.
I think I found your
I
echo.
just turned it on.
it's turns out it was our fearless leader.
It's like, wait.
No.
I hear two Devons. What is wrong? I'm having a mental
That can't
breakdown.
be good.
A mental breakdown.
Oh man.
30 seconds.
Tony knows Devin. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're here, Tony. Yeah. All right. So we have about 30 seconds before we go back live.
Sounds good.
Oh, you're bringing us back.
15.
Oh, I thought we were already there.
No, we're not back yet. No, there would be some music.
Again, for the technical difficulty portion of the show, it's. I hope
5 seconds. Here we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, back to putting the pieces back together with your hosts, John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together with your hosts, Brad Borders and the mysterious John Galena.
Mysterious.
Ooh, yeah. It's
Mysterious. Wow.
It's
Wow,
been a
okay.
mystery where he's been. So,
Is that what it is? He's our latest guest on the show. He got a T-shirt to prove it,
actually,
too.
we have a
It's
real
fantastic.
guest on the line
We
right
do.
now. Yeah.
Tony Phillip.
Tony Phillip from Jolly Roger Brewing down in Mooresville, North Carolina. Say hello, Tony.
Hey guys, how are you?
Oh, we're excellent. How you doing today, brother?
You know, it's a beautiful day outside, and wait a second, it's not raining, so we're
Yeah.
doing good.
Yeah, it's. I guess that probably really puts a damper on your business. A lot of it's outside. You got a pretty big outdoors portion, right?
We do. As a matter of fact, this weekend we're doing some events at different neighborhoods. We take our beer van out there.
What?
And then on Saturday, we've got Armed Forces Day, so there's going to be a lot going on inside and outside. So we'll see how the weather goes.
Talk to me about this beer wagon you've got. Does it make a, I live in East Statesville out near JB's, world famous footlong hot dogs. And if you come,
Okay,
do
so
you have like a thing like the ice cream truck?
Hot
where you
dogs
play
and beer.
music?
Now, I know where this is going. No, we do not have a beer cannon.
right.
There is no beer cannon.
Okay.
That is illegal in the state of North Carolina.
Just checking, man.
We tried it. They locked us up.
I was gonna say, did you have like music playing and you just drive through neighborhoods and all the grown kids run out and go, "Oh, the beer truck's here! The beer truck's here!"
I don't think that's how that
That's
works.
not how it works.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if we did that, the kids are smart enough to follow. The drunk adults
That's right.
will be in the way and get run over.
That's right.
Oh man,
That's right. The kids are following, asking for money. Sure, kid, here you go. I'm having a
makes
great
sense.
time.
So Tony, real quick, tell us you're a veteran, obviously, or not? Our audience doesn't know that. So what branch were you in?
So I had the dubious honor of serving both in the Army and the Air Force
Okay.
back in the 80s. So the Army did all the training, and I visited all the nice military bases in the southeast.
Oh yes.
The nice there. I could detected a little bit of facetiousness in your voice.
A little sarcasm.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And then the Air Force came along, and they said to me one thing:
What's that?
air conditioning.
And you were sold.
I was in.
Yeah.
I
Sign me
was sold.
up.
And
That's all I needed.
you came out of there and started a brewery? What's that all about?
No. So nobody goes through life saying, "Hey, when I hit 50 something, I want to start a brewery by myself." Nobody does that.
There's a reason why, too, right?
This sounds like There We Were.
Yeah.
There we were. There was three of us.
Yeah.
We were at a bar.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I got a great idea. Let's start a brewery. That'd be great.
Sadly, at the time, I was talking to myself and answering myself.
Wow,
Glorious
you
idea.
had way too much out of that beer truck.
Yeah. So I had a long, probably 30-year career helping American companies expand into Europe. That was my specialty, particularly on the tech side. So I had a big, even in the Army and Air Force, my background was telecommunication. I went on to work for AT&T headquarters out of college, and then after that, rode the internet wave and helping young startups get a foothold into Europe. And it was a great time. I got to fly back and forth and all that. And, 20, 30 years in, I was done and sold. I had a company that was headquartered and publicly traded here in Davidson, North Carolina. Sold
No
it
kidding.
to a couple of Canadians. And then I said, what do I do next? And I said, wow, wouldn't it be cool if we could use technology to build a brewery?
Technology?
And that's what we have. So we have one of the most unique brewing systems on the East Coast in the United States, probably in all of the United States.
Well, how is
fully
it unique? Oh, go ahead.
It's fully electric, it's internet connected, and all in one, and totally automated. So we have one device. I start the brew process from home. I go on the internet, I turn it on, and I'm able to monitor it. And it makes the whole brew day very, very easy for one person to do. And when I started this, it was just me by myself.
So wait a second. You're just going on the internet and telling everything to start, and boom.
Yeah,
beer's
Devin, the
being made.
technology is not so that you can order and drink the beer through the computer.
Well, I'm trying to order on my phone right now. I was wondering, it wasn't working.
We're trying to figure out a way to drink from his phone. Right? I got a phone right here. I can do that.
We still haven't talked about how the beer van gets to your neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right. Keep going. Yeah, that's what I'm most interested in.
Reverse Uber.
Yeah.
So we do have a beer van. We recently just got it detailed again, and it's kind of cool because it does have cannons on the side. And when we go into neighborhoods, the HOA invites us in along with food trucks, and we serve our beers there. And it all started during COVID. Remember, we weren't allowed to go out and go anywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
So the HOAs, the Friday where the governor ended the lockup, we showed up in my neighborhood, and we opened the doors to the van with cases and cases of beer, and everybody came out. And they were
awesome.
all smiling and happy, and there was food, and there was laughter.
It was like the liberation of France.
The 30th was there for that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
We brought the beer.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
They were like, happy
then the
days are
police
here
showed up.
again. Yeah.
The
All the
Whoa.
police showed up.
Yeah.
Is it illegal to sell beer out of a cannon? What's going on there?
And that's when the day went from good to great. When the cops showed up. The cops were probably
Actually,
happy too.
They were totally cool. They showed up, and none of us knew what was going to happen because this is the day of the shutdown ending, right? We didn't know. And he walked up, and we had X's on the parking lot floor that were 6 feet apart. And so everybody knew to keep their distance. And he just walked up and said, "Hey, guys, keep your distance, be cool." He says, "I had to come out here because somebody complained, and that's the rules." He turned around, walked away, and everybody just turns up the radio and had a good time. So that's how the beer van got started. And now
awesome.
we don't use it very often yet, but we actually have a 2004 Marine Humvee, and we're fixing it up to take it to neighborhoods. And
is it going to have cannons on the side of it too? Do the cannons shoot beer cans out?
I was thinking of water cannons, not like shooting a can, but like spraying
a
beer.
stream of beer.
Yeah, a stream of
Tell us
beer.
about that.
So instead of funneling
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. Nothing. That sounds amazing.
$5 to take a drink out of the beer cannon.
Yeah.
It's a slide up.
You have no idea how many people have proposed that after they've had a couple of beers.
I promise we've had nothing to drink before the show.
Promise.
Well, so, hey, tell us, you're doing something special for Armed Forces Day. Is that right?
We are, David. I appreciate you asking and having us on the show. So, as I said, as you said, we're veteran-owned. We have veterans that volunteer here, that work here. And Neil and I came up with this idea to produce a new beer, and it's called Liberty Light Ale.
Liberty Light Ale.
Yeah, and the tagline is "Brewed by veterans to support veterans." It's a light beer. It's the first light beer we've ever made, and what we're going to do is, for the length of 2024. For every pint of Liberty Light Ale that we sell, we're going to donate $1 to the Piedmont Veteran Assistance Council.
Oh, that is awesome.
Fantastic.
That's great.
They're doing great work out there.
Speaking of, from the board, one of the board members, Devin
That's
Alexander.
right. I may be
Yeah.
on the board for that. So
May or may not be.
And for those of you that are not aware of Piedmont Veterans Assistance Council, otherwise known as PVAC, it was started by a Korean war veteran, a Marine, Pete Miletus, and God rest his soul. He passed away during COVID, and but just what a great legacy Pete has left, and supported, in so many different ways. Multitude of charities, but in particular, PVAC was a passion to help get homeless veterans off the street and to get veterans with food insecurities fed. And that mission lives on. And as Pete would say, every time that I would see him, he would say, "Failure is not an option."
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much, Tony, for supporting that mission. And Devin, I believe you guys are also looking for volunteers that can be drivers to help get veterans through their program to various doctors' appointments. Tell a little bit about that.
Not just designated drivers.
Yeah, not designated
not
drivers.
designated driver.
Although might need some of that too.
So those drivers, what we're looking for is just folks that have a little bit of time on their hands that would love to give a veteran assistance to get back to their medical appointments. The VA hospitals all the way in Salisbury, and so we transport all over the Piedmont area. So that does include Iredell, Rowan, Catawba. We haven't actually defined how far out we go, but if you give us a call and you can contact us on Facebook and what have you. We'll be glad to see if we can help you out. And if you want to support the PVAC, go find us on our website.
And Tony, how about sending that beer truck over? I need a lift back to the house after the show. 402, I'll be ready to go.
You put a whole new meaning to DD, designated drinker.
Tony, thank you so much. We're going to have Tony back on for a full episode.
Keep it right here. Putting the pieces back together with John Gallina and Brad Borders will return after these messages on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
And veterans will be having the Liberty Light Ale on tap. We may even, right now, we have planned to do samplings of everybody's favorite MREs.
Oh, gosh.
And
wait a minute. People have a favorite MRE?
No, it's an oxymoron, actually.
Okay.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
But if you drink enough, everything tastes better.
That's true.
It's the best thing I've ever eaten. It's delicious. The omelet.
Yeah.
The MRE omelet.
But see, that's you young guys. I when I got in, they still had C rations, which were the ones in the cans, and those were really bad. So when the first MREs came out, we were like, man, this is good. So everything's relative.
That's right.
Well, you know, MREs aren't too bad till you've eaten about 700 of them. And then, well, you know.
They're kind of fun the first time you eat one, right? It's kind of fun because you've never opened
The
up one of
cheese
those.
is fun the first time you eat it.
What's that?
The cheese. Oh, the cheese is the best part.
Yeah,
But
that's a really good point.
But after the first time, you're scared every other time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, they're designed to keep things from moving.
Oh my gosh! Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that you all have these medical licenses.
These are lived experiences.
Yeah.
Experiential learning.
Oh man! And did y'all ever save the MRE heaters? And then
Of course.
We made bombs out of them.
Yes, absolutely. So, the pepper bombs, right?
No.
You don't know about the pepper bomb? Oh, okay. So I'm teaching the wrong things out here on the radio. So what you do?
I don't know what y'all did in the Marine Corps, but we blew stuff up. I mean,
Well, we also blew stuff up, but in between, you know, we like to take a softer, gentler approach.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, giving pepper spray and gas to all of our fellow Marines. See, there's little bottles of Tabasco sauce in every container of MREs. And so what
Put
you
it
do,
right in your eyeballs, didn't you?
well, I created a mist first.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. So you save up several of these bottles of Tabasco.
Yeah, and they're tiny. They're
Oh
this
yeah,
big.
they're the smallest. There's little 1 ounce. Or it's like even a half-ounce pour. I don't even know what it is. And you pour it into a water bottle, and you put just a little bit of water in there. And so the MRE heaters, how they work is you add water, and there's a a thermal reaction of some sort. I don't know.
I'm sure there's some kid listening right now that's just like intrigued,
Taking notes.
and I can already hear the warrant being written that the sheriff is going to be coming in and looking for Devin because a kid took an MRE heater somewhere he shouldn't have.
So I should not complete.
Or the kid said, I want to join the Marines. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So kids, if you join the Marine Corps, they will teach you how to make pepper bombs. Among other things. I mean, you get to fire rifles and you know, probably throw a grenade or two. But it's not all, you know, bullets and hand grenades there. There's some real work.
All right. I think
and hand grenades and
you've already
pepper
been
bombs.
muted, and Joe can't keep up with the mute button enough.
I'm
Okay.
trying. I'm trying.
I'm watching Joe, and I'm picking up what you're putting out. I'm trying to be. I'm trying
Thanks,
to be
Joe.
subtle, but he ain't picking up the hints. Speaking of pickups, if you'll notice here over my shoulder, we have a new item. This is a really cool Purple Heart Homes branded guitar made by Rudder Guitars. And Rudder Guitars is going to be selling these. Super high quality, really fantastic, and got a really special treat for this one. I can't disclose it just yet, but in the coming weeks, I'll be able to share where this particular guitar is going. But really excited about it. It's another way that a sponsor has come on to support the mission. And, you know, I'm just so thrilled about the work that Jolly Roger's doing to support
got
PVAC.
our coins in it. It's got our coins embedded in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
pretty
so
cool.
whether you have a product that you make that's consumed like some beer or light ale, supporting PVAC, or whether you a manufacturer making guitars and supporting Purple Heart Homes, all kinds of ways to get involved.
Yep. All right, we're going back live.
Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
It's Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Hey, welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. You can find out more about us at phhusa.org. That's phhusa.org. You can get involved with us. You can find out about events coming up. You can find out some of the stories of the veterans that we're helping. and it's a really good resource for you. So thanks, and we want to thank Mr. Phillips from Jolly Roger Brewing for being on the show. You can find out
Absolutely.
more about him we have a website for him.
I know you can reach him on Facebook. He's got a brewery out there in Mooresville,
Out
North
there.
Carolina. I said that
It's
just
out
for
there,
you.
yeah,
It
it's
is. And
out
so
in
go
the
visit him
hinterlands.
on Armed Forces Day, the 18th, I think from 4 to 7 p.m. They're having some special festivities and such. And remember, you're drinking for veterans. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like a T-shirt idea.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I should copyright that.
You should. Drinking for veterans.
Can I just declare it copyrighted over the air?
You
Is that how
can.
that
You just
works?
did.
Yeah,
So there you
it's
go.
copyrighted.
Well, speaking of events, we've got some upcoming events that we want to share with you guys. Kind of the first one that's obviously Memorial Day is coming up here in just a week and a half or so, and
Got several events on Memorial Day.
yeah. So the one that I'm participating in is the Ruck and Run Challenge, benefiting Richard's Coffee Shop and Welcome Home Vets down in Mooresville. You can sign up for that. If you just Google Ruck in Mooresville, Memorial Day Ruck in Mooresville, and it's a 5K ruck. It's going to be extravagant, right? Because people will be coming out wearing Ranger panties. There's going to be a lot of Ranger panties there that day.
And for the uneducated,
Uneducated.
yeah.
It's a very, very short pair of pants, and Tammy loves them when I wear them around the house a lot.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next
They're very
event.
short, but anyhow, that's going to be a great event, and there'll be hundreds of people taking part in that, be carrying flags and carrying heavy weight on their back and remembering the fallen. So,
Yeah, and then we have in Troutman, North Carolina, through the Troutman Exchange Club, we have the Walk of Heroes. Also, that has been put on in conjunction with the Mooresville Exchange Club and the Field of Flags.
Field of Flags,
so
that's a really cool thing to see.
If you would like to honor a veteran in either Troutman or Mooresville, you can purchase a flag through the Exchange Club and be able to honor your family or a veteran in your community and put up a flag in their honor. And so it'll be a great event happening on Memorial Day there as well.
Yeah, I remember down at Fort Bragg every year at Memorial Day, the football field at one of the stadiums that they have on the post there, they would put out thousands of pairs of boots.
Yeah.
And it would, on each boot was a picture and a description of a particular service member that was lost in combat, and it's a remarkable scene to see. I remember when they would. Everybody would kind of come by there and just go look at it.
One of the events that I've always found interesting, very similar to that, is what they do over in Europe on Omaha Beach and Normandy Beach. They actually take and they silhouette the sand where the fallen actually landed. Yeah. And that is one of the most moving scenes that I've ever witnessed, and just phenomenal.
80th anniversary of D-Day this coming up.
And so when that comes up, we actually have a special guest that went over there as the escort and translator for an American high school band from the mighty, the Lucky Hernan. Have you ever heard of the Lucky Hernan?
I've not.
Oh yeah.
So the Hernan was they were supposed to basically be cannon fodder to see where the German artillery was. So they were all told to write out a letter home and tell their family goodbye because they were not coming back. They were going to go out there, plant their ship out there in the water on the coastline, and wherever they fired, the Americans would know that's where the artillery was.
Yeah,
and so they could attack.
To draw fire.
To draw the fire.
Yeah.
And every time they stopped, they didn't get shot at, and so they'd move, and as soon as that would they'd move, well, man, they'd light it up. And so all through D-Day, they were expected to be that cannon fodder to show the Americans where the artillery was, and they never once got hit.
Interesting.
And so all of those folks, there was like 80 people that came from this one town. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that on D-Day.
Cool. That'll be cool.
We got another event right here in Statesville that's really unique and one that I appreciate in a real way is we actually have a Vietnam memorial in here in Iredell County that it's not a memorial like you would think that's put up by a government or by any group, but it's in an individual's front yard. Seeing that there was not a memorial honoring the Vietnam veterans specifically, he took it upon himself with a group of his friends, also Vietnam veterans, to build a memorial.
That's cool.
And that's Johnny Sherrill. And that's over at 158 Oswald Amity Road. And on Memorial Day, he'll actually have a helicopter on display. And you can come by, and there'll be all sorts of event activities. And so he encourages people to come by and come visit the memorial and remember those that didn't come home. And I forget exactly how many bricks that are placed there, but every soldier, sailor, Marine that was lost in Iredell County has a marker.
From Vietnam.
From Vietnam has a marker there. And so
that's super awesome.
Really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, one of the things that's important about Memorial Day, and I sent an email out to some of our supporters today kind of talking about this, but the thing about Memorial Day, it's important for us to not live in the past, but it's really important for us to remember the past while not living in it, right? Because each day holds its own blessings. And so we want to remember well. And so I always tell people, you don't really say Happy Memorial Day, right? And so I always tell everybody to have a meaningful Memorial Day. So one of the ways that you can kind of piggyback and springboard off of Memorial Day, we have coming up in the month of June is a 50-mile rucking challenge. So if you don't know what rucking is, it's basically you put a backpack on, put a little bit of weight in it, and go walk. And so our challenge for the month of June is to ruck 50 miles with your friends or family, and Tammy and I are going to take part in that. She's really excited because she loves to put heavy stuff on her back and walk great distances.
Now, wait a minute.
True?
Don't scare people off. Don't scare people off. It doesn't have to be heavy.
No, it doesn't have to be heavy. I tell
It
everybody
does if you live with
5
Brad.
pounds, 10 pounds.
If you live with Brad, it's
Well, you carry him every day, so you know what carrying heavy weight's like.
Exactly.
So if you walk 1.6 miles a day, by the end of the month, you'll have 50 miles, right? And so we've got people from all over the country that are taking part of this. Right now, 275 people have signed up to participate in this. We just launched it late last week. So
we got two other events I want to get plugged here before we cut over to our next break. We have on June 8th. We've got our friend Ray Hudson, Joshua Ray Hudson, the songwriter and author of That's Why We Stand, will be playing a performance in Newport, Tennessee at the A&I Cook County Fairgrounds. I believe I said that right. And so it's the Popcorn Sutton Festival.
Well,
that sounds exciting.
Yeah, that's really
Popcorn
cool.
Sutton.
And so he's been supporting Purple Heart Homes, doing a number of events. We also have RDC Shoes on Memorial Day weekend. Will be they have sponsored the Nice Motorsports truck that will be driven by Caden Honeycutt. RDC Shoes is a patriotic shoe company, American-made, designed by a Marine, and they are supporting the Woody Williams Foundation, Purple Heart Homes, Medal of Honor Society, Folds of Honor, and just a great organization.
That's cool.
And so you can check out RDC Shoes, and for every shoe purchase, a percentage goes to support charity, and you can be stylish while you're supporting veterans.
That's awesome.
Be stylish and support veterans, man.
So it's sort of like drinking for veterans.
Oh, yeah, I like
Right?
that.
You
So
know the
go
rules.
buy your shoes and go over to the Jolly Roger.
Yeah, that's right. And then
Yeah.
watch the race while you're at it. Listen to some good music. You can do it all. And then by the
Absolutely.
time you've drank enough, you'll think you can play
That's
this cool
correct.
Purple Heart Homes guitar behind us.
As long as
Oh,
you
man.
as long as you abide by
Do
the
I get to
rules.
play that guitar?
No, stay away from it.
Oh.
It's clean, no
I see.
fingerprints right now.
That's sense. Well, if y'all want to hear more about me playing the guitar,
We
come
don't.
back to
We don't.
putting the pieces back together after this break.
Putting the pieces back together. We'll be back with more of John Gallina and Brad Borders after these messages from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Miss Louise is on there.
Oh, Miss Louise. Oh, isn't that sweet? Popcorn Sutton Festival.
I'm going to tell you, it sounds really, really cool.
Popcorn
I
Sutton.
bet
I know
they-
that name.
I bet there will not be like Bach or Beethoven being played there. It might be a different
Probably
genre.
not. I think it's kind of very similar, maybe paired with the Moonshine Festival.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that
Not
does
a lot
make
of
sense
Beethoven.
now.
Yeah, I think
Mozart.
there's something of that nature. I don't think they actually have popcorn. I think it's moonshine.
Oh, is that what? Is that a code word?
No, it was a guy's name. He was
Popcorn?
on Popcorn
Popcorn
Sutton.
Sutton was the dude's name.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he made moonshine.
He did, and then he was on a TV show about
Are
it.
you just making up stuff? Are you just making up things?
No,
don't
they had
think
that
so.
Moonshiners TV show, and
You watched it religiously.
no, I actually looked it up. I remembered the name, and I was like, "Who's Popcorn Sutton?" And I found him on the internet.
It's like Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah, it's Pappy Van. I know who Pappy Van
Pappy
Winkle is.
Van Winkle.
Do you know who Pappy Van Winkle is?
Well, I don't know him personally.
But so
I'm right. Popcorn Sutton, famous moonshiner.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
see,
thank you, Janet.
Great name. For
He didn't believe me, but he believes my mom. So it's
That's your mom's Janet.
yeah.
Oh, Janet, I'm so sorry, Janet. I'm so sorry.
God bless you, Janet. You're in our
Yes.
prayers. We have a whole
Yes.
prayer group.
Thanks, Mom, for backing me up there. I appreciate that.
Entire dedicated prayer group for Miss Janet. So
Oh man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Ray Hudson says that he might bust out some Mozart.
do it, Ray.
Yeah, plenty of moonshiners there for tasting.
Does he do a Mozart impression too? You missed that last
man,
week.
I'm telling you, that dude can do a Donald Trump like
Oh,
nobody's
yeah,
business.
yeah.
He's got the hand motions and the face and the fingers. Right?
Yeah, he does that lip curl too. Is it?
He
That
does.
like Donald Trump does it. Yeah,
It was incredible.
I'm going to tell you, if you haven't had the chance, you should really go check out the YouTube channel of the video of making Why We Stand. That's
Okay.
Why We
Oh, yeah,
Stand.
it's
it's really
great.
great video.
It really is.
Great video. Very
All right.
talented musician.
That's called dead air right there.
Oh yeah.
Look that way.
Oh, I thought Joe cut us off.
I thought Joe cut us off too. Like there's the static cut out for a second. There was like this just a little bit of static and so
Pieces Back Together continues now. Here are your hosts, John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, welcome back. We're having so much fun here. We just kind of fell off during the Facebook break.
oh yeah.
If it sounded quiet, it was because we're just loving the show today.
We were just meditating. Listen, there's one thing you shouldn't do on radio.
We thought
is
our
meditate.
mics were cut.
So our mics are cut off. We're just not saying anything.
You know, like when the mics are cut off and nobody's listening to us, we're just quiet. We're just like mannequins.
Yeah, we're just we're meditating.
Yeah.
We're meditating.
You know, there's so much going on here, and we talked a little bit about it. You know, all the different places we're going and all the different projects that are happening. We do still have a couple more events to mention that we've got coming up. One of the most really exciting and cool new events that John House has sparked and started up is going to be happening on July 13th, the Real Heroes Fishing Tournament. It's a kayak fishing tournament right here in Lake Norman, North Carolina.
Not fishing for kayaks, but fishing out of kayaks.
Fishing out of kayaks.
Right.
I've never heard of fishing for kayaks.
Well, when you say
I think that's
kayak
illegal.
fishing tournament, it implies like, is there
Oh,
a fish
okay.
called a kayak? I didn't know.
Oh no! You know, that's
Like a
interesting.
bass fishing
and we're not.
tournament,
Yeah,
but-
it's a bass fishing tournament,
Out
not
of
fishing for
kayaks.
koi either.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah, I could
out
see
of a
how
kayak.
you could confuse
Yeah.
koi for kayaks.
That's right.
I
Out of a
got that.
kayak. So,
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun event, and we're going to be starting the event off with a captain's dinner
Yep.
at Purple Heart Homes
do you have to
headquarters.
be a captain
Oh,
to
wow.
attend that?
Well, you know,
Or
it's
is that just what it's
interesting.
called?
I was kind of confused on that myself because kayaks only have one person in
Right,
them.
so everybody's a
true,
captain.
yeah.
And so everybody's a captain.
Yeah.
You're
So
a
I could
captain.
be
You're a captain. You're a captain. I'm a captain. We're all captains.
Yeah, like it's like
Everyone's
it's a bad army joke.
Right. It is a bad army show.
Yeah, it's captains everywhere.
Although I will say,
We sling a cat without
while the
hitting the captain.
NCOs are the backbone of the Army, the captains hold us all together.
Oh, yeah.
And so we give our
True.
captains a hard time, but they're great. And so with that, we're really excited. Russell Rowe's been doing a great job, him and John House, in supporting and organizing that event. And so we're thrilled about that. If you missed it, Russell is a TV star.
He is.
He was down at Patriots Pier in Cornelius with WBTV and was on the news talking about the benefits of fishing and what being a veteran and fishing does for him and so many others.
Yeah,
And
it was
so
really neat. That was a
check
great
it out.
story.
And he said the entire time they were out there, they couldn't catch a fish, and as soon as they left,
Yeah, started
man,
biting.
Well, I know he was
Start
most
pulling 'em out of the water.
disappointed. But when he told me about the fish that they caught after they left, it was this big, about
Yeah.
12 inches.
Right.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
after
grew.
the show aired and they didn't show the fish, now suddenly the fish was about 18 inches. And so I don't have proof that the fish grew, but the fish story expanded.
As with any good fish story.
That's right. That's right. So be sure to come out and support that. You can sign up on Purple Heart Homes website,
Yep.
and you can also find that event on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we
They
got to
get
really
something
thank
special
Wiley
there.
X.
Yeah, what's
Wiley
that all
X
about?
is a sunglasses company that many of us wore that product while we were deployed, and they ponied up a bunch of I can't remember how many pairs of sunglasses. John's got a pair.
now
over there.
wait
120
a second.
pairs.
How
120
are,
pairs,
how
so-
are you wearing that pair of sunglasses right now?
Because I paid my fee
Ah,
to participate in the
he's
kayak.
He's going to
fishing
fish for
tournament.
kayak.
He's going to
I'm
fish for
fishing
kayak.
kayaks. Actually,
Wow.
I do feel like I fished for kayaks. I drove in the rain from Statesville all the way to Jacksonville to go pick up a kayak this week.
No kidding.
And it was like fishing for kayaks.
Yeah, that's right. yeah.
You know, I have some experience
Fortunately,
in
I had a
kayaks
boat
myself.
to get home in.
Oh, is that right?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first 120 people to register will get a pair of these Wiley X sunglasses. They're polarized. They help you when you're fishing, protect your eyeballs, and you'll look cool. You remember the rules, don't you?
And you know the cool thing about these
If you
Wiley
look cool,
X's?
then what?
Oh, go ahead. If you
well,
look
the,
cool,
the
what?
rules of special forces are always look cool,
Ah.
never get lost. If you do get lost, make sure you look cool.
Ah,
So with
hey,
these
that-
Wiley X sunglasses,
And
you'll
there's
be,
no way you can put your finger between your face into your eyeball. With
It's got like-
peppermint.
So if you have peppermint oil on your hands,
That's
Yeah.
right.
they will
It's true.
protect against that.
That's
So
right.
it's going to be a great.
I'm
event.
gonna
That's
need.
the new marketing plan
gonna need
for
some of
Wiley
those.
X.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
get peppermint in your eye. Wear Wiley X.
We've got so many people that have ponied up for
Oh my
Fish,
product.
fish grips ponied up.
So many. I mean, like every registrant is going to get like $250 worth of stuff just for registering.
Yeah, so,
And so that's limited to the first 120 with
right.
the Wiley X.
Yeah, we need to make that clear. Yeah, first 120 with the sunglasses,
Yeah.
but there's still other cool swag that you'll get
And
for
I think
signing
there's
up.
I think there's 50 people
even
that have
afterwards.
signed up, or a little north of 50 people, which is
3
pretty.
kayaks that'll be raffled off during the event. We got ugly sticks and all types of
Yeah,
different.
Plano, Pure Fishing, those folks have
Yeah.
really
And
come
there's
alongside
both
us.
a pro angler category and a veterans
veteran
category.
category. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And they're big prizes.
Did we forget about the best part?
What's that?
That all of the money that is gained from this goes directly to supporting veterans with housing needs through Purple Heart Homes.
Oh yeah,
That's exactly right.
That's what we're talking about.
So even the tournament aficionados are not going to take any money, like
That's right.
like literally every dollar. So normally when you have an event like this, there's overhead, but everybody that's involved with this is doing it out of the goodness of their heart,
it's pretty
and there
crazy.
is $0 going to anything besides helping veterans with housing needs.
That's right. And Joshua Ray Hudson says if you'll wear a blue Columbia sportswear vest and White Claw for bait, you'll catch a kayak.
Use White Claw for bait.
White Claw for bait.
That was my punk band back in the 80s. White Claw for bait.
I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So on September 12th, we have our annual clay shoot.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that was always a
Beautiful
really great
Hyatt
event.
Farms. Yeah. So you can sign up to put a team in that. See if you can come out and beat General Swanik. in
tell you
some
what, he's a good
clay shoot.
shot.
No, he's not.
It's hard to beat him.
He's a terrible shot.
Well,
He's a great guy, but I shot against him. He's bad.
now wait a minute. You're telling me a chaplain can outshoot a general?
Yeah, I am. I'm stating that
we're
categorically.
I'm pretty sure.
We're gonna have to.
Now, he
we're gonna
told me
We're gonna
this.
have to put you guys side by side and see.
After I dusted him that day, he will testify to this.
Wow, you were talking mad smack here,
He-
Brad.
it's-
After
it's
I
just
dusted
true.
him.
I dusted him, and he said, "Well, if you'd have given me an M4 or Beretta 9mm, I would have shot them things."
Well, you
said
know,
it,
and you know
Roger that,
why?
sir.
Because General Amos took the shotgun from Schwannick while they were
This is true.
out on patrol in
This is
Iraq.
true.
Yeah,
This is true.
Is that right?
That's
it's a great story.
I told him. I said, "You carried a Remington with you, pump shotgun. You still can't shoot it." But I love you. I love that guy.
So, and if you want to see the beef go down, September 12th.
Hey, and there's some really cool prizes there for
Yeah.
that as well.
There's some good
We
Absolutely.
have a Tractor Supply has put up a what do you call it? A hunting blind. It's I think
It's a box blind. It's not just
box
one of
blind.
those ones
It's
like a
about
tent.
5 foot off the ground.
Yeah, it's a $4,000
metal.
retail value for this thing.
That's going to
Yeah.
be there. Wiley X has put up some special glasses for the winners of
Yep.
that event.
No kidding.
And
Make you shoot better when you put them on.
yeah.
Does
What
it
I heard.
really?
Nah.
Oh,
So some really great prizes there as well.
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome.
Then in October we got Take That Hill coming up, which is our annual cycling event, along with the Take That Hill Workout of the Day, led by Joe Baker. This year, this is new. Our buddy Joel Dalton, also known as Meat, you can call him that. That's his new
That
nickname.
meathead.
Just Meat.
Just Meat.
Meat singular.
Okay.
But we were talking about jersey design for this year. And Joel said, you know what we should do this year? We should honor Vietnam veterans. And so the jersey this year will be, the base color is going to be tiger stripe camo, just from
Oh, wow,
Vietnam.
that's
It
awesome.
looks really cool. I just got the proof back from our vendor from Jackaroo, and they're going to look great. They really are. And so we're gonna put like the little ribbon, the Vietnam expeditionary ribbon, that'll be on the jersey as well. And so we've got some great sponsors. We've got the Velo Collective is sponsoring that. And Blue Harbor Bank just said they're coming back to sponsor the event, and Wayne Brothers and Fox Sports as well. So we're really excited about that
That
event.
is
It's going to be awesome.
fantastic.
So we've got fishing, we've got shooting, we've got biking,
Yep.
rucking,
Rucking.
and drinking. I mean,
Hey, wait. Let's not forget about the all-time classic. We had a phenomenal golf tournament
We
at the
did.
500
Oh,
Club
that's
just a few
right.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And all the sponsors, all the players, all the participants, just everybody just really knocked out of the park. And let me just give a shout out to the 500 Club. Lots of improvements. Great venue.
yeah, if you
Could
haven't
not
been
have been
there
successful
in a
without 'em.
while,
They are building pickleball courts down there too.
it's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
gonna-
beautiful course now. They've
fantastic.
really
Yeah.
made some improvements.
So
there.
just a quick shout out to all those sponsors. The title sponsor of Veterans Guardian. If you need help with your claim as a veteran, reach out to Veterans Guardian. You can find them online. We had Phase 2, Cannon Honey Mill, Wiley X, Concerned Veterans of America, and Aero Mechanical.
Yeah, it
and
was
so
fantastic.
one of our favorites. They do a lot of work for us right here for our veterans in the community. And as we wrap up, Devin, you really mentioned why we do all this. We got a great veteran, Aaron Cash, getting ready to wrap up his project. Can you give us a cliff note before we close?
Absolutely. Korean War vet. He was out there in the frozen chosen, got blown up and stabbed with a bayonet. We've helped him out, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that next week.
Awesome.
You are listening to Putting the Pieces Back.
You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, brought to you by Purple Heart Homes. Please consider making a donation to this worthwhile cause dedicated to improving the lives of veterans one home at a time by visiting purplehearthomesusa.org. Join us again next Thursday at 3 p.m. for Putting the Pieces Back Together on WSIC News Talk Now.